Okay, using the photo inspection feature of Buildster, this is a really simple and effective way to organize your photos on your construction projects because it lets you just view them on the plans and it kind of makes sense where they're all located. So starting off here, we're just going to go into the main project screen here. So open Buildster and make sure it's a project that you own. You'll see here, I'm just going to show you first a project that I have photos in, and then I'll show you how to kind of create the markers yourself. So if you have photos in a project, it's going to show you a camera icon with the number of photos in the project. And so obviously in this one here, there's 287 photos in here. If I open that project, now it gets onto the plans. It shows you the individual thumbnails of the plans, and it shows you how many photos are on each plan. So obviously if there's no camera icon on a thumbnail, that means there's no photos in there. So on this plan here, I have, 119 photos on the main floor. So I'm going to open this plan here, and by default, the system is always in kind of pin mode or collaboration mode, if you will. And it's as simple as tapping the camera icon up here to switch into photo mode. So to switch back into pin mode, you just tap close photos. To open photo mode, tap the camera icon. And so you just pinch to zoom in. As you can see, I have a lot of photos. Things, get pretty cluttered, but as soon as you zoom in, it kind of makes a lot more sense. Alternatively, sometimes, because I know I have so many inspection points on here, and I know it gets cluttered when I'm zoomed all the way out, I'll zoom in, sometimes where I want to be to. And so say I'm here, and then if I tap the camera button, it just switches into that portion. So that kind of makes it easier for me. But you will figure what works best for you as you do it. Now, to view the photos, you just tap the camera marker, and you'll notice that it highlights black to let you know that you have that one selected. And it'll show you the photos that you have attached to that marker. So in this case here, I have one where I'm standing pointing right at the window, and if I swipe over, I have another one where I'm pointing up at the roof. So obviously cameras are limited to two-dimensional space. I usually take a shot and a shot up and a shot down if I have to too. So I mean, sometimes I'll have 3 photos kind of attached, or per inspection. You're going to find out what works best for you. And it's as simple as tapping the marker, viewing the photos. You'll see that each one is time stamped when I took it. So I'm assuming I took these 2 photos at the same time. Correct. And if I want to delete a photo, an individual photo, I press the trash can on the photo, and it will prompt me. It'll say, "Are you sure?" And if I want to delete the entire camera or the photo marker, like the actual marker itself, I press the trash can on this screen. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here, and I'm going to just show you how to create an inspection. So let's go to a foundation plan, sure. So I tap a plan, and I go into photo mode, and I zoom in. Now, I usually do this on my desktop computer because I find that I can create all my markers faster, but you can absolutely do that on your mobile device, and it's very easy. So you zoom into the location where you want to be on your plan, and I usually drop the markers from where I stand rather than from if I'm taking a photo of this wall, I wouldn't put a marker on this wall. Me personally, I would drop the marker, or tap and hold. I would drop the marker where I'm standing, because when I'm going to add photos to it, I find that easier. Or if I'm explaining it to my site supervisor and I go say, "Hey, do a photo inspection," just stand on the markers and point your camera in the direction of the arrow. It makes a lot more sense for them. So here's where you just drag your little rotating device back and forth, and if I need to reposition this, I can do that at this point too. I can even zoom out here if I want to see more. And so I'm like, okay, there's an inspection point. I can enter a description if I want. I don't usually, but they are searchable, and so there might be a reason why you want to enter a description. And I can add a photo at the time when I create a marker if I want. Or I can just create the marker. So for this case, I'm just going to create a bunch of markers, because I find it really fast if I have my inspections kind of thought out, and then I can just go along, tap, add. So like I said, I'll just kind of create a bunch of markers, and I do this generally on my computer, but so we'll just do 4 here. And so that one's pointed down there. Create marker. And, well, you get the idea. We'll just do 3. So now, when I create my inspections, now I just walk through and I stand where I'm standing, point my camera, tap the marker, and press add. And so usually, obviously, I'm taking a photo, but in this case, I saved it to my gallery so I could at least show you. So I go to my gallery, and let's say that's my shot. There we go. And from your gallery, you can actually add more if you want. So we'll just add 2 here for the sake of it, because I want to show you too that you can actually press this little X here and delete one if you don't like it. So there's my photo, and I press upload. Now, notice on the bottom here, it says uploading images finished. It's important that, and sometimes especially if you have 2 or 3 or 4 photos, it might take 3 or 4 seconds for it to upload. Don't close the app when that banner's there, because that can cause problems of your images not uploading. But the purpose of that kind of upload in the background feature is that if you do, say, have 3 images selected and you add them, I can press upload and I can simply move to my next marker. And as you see, it's working there. I can still interact with this one and take. So it doesn't slow you up. You don't have to wait for the images to finish uploading before you add a new one. You can kind of just keep on going. And once you get in a roll, you'll notice that you're doing a full inspection in 30 minutes or so and capturing all those images. So that's about that. I'll spend just 20 seconds here showing you what photo settings are, because these markers are essentially shared with whoever you want. So if you go into your project settings from your home screen here and tap view, you'll notice you have a few options here, and photo settings is one of them. So if I go into edit, photo settings, here's my entire team in my project, and I can customize who sees what, or who sees photos and who doesn't. If I select all, obviously that's going to select all the people on my list, but also remember that if you have select all engaged, every new person that you invite into your project will also be automatically set to viewing permissions. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, when you revoke photo rights or give people photo rights, they do get a notification. So if I was to select this person, press save, they would get a notification saying, hey, photos have been turned on for you. Here's what this means. Look for these icons and you can view these photos. So for now, I'm just going to leave it blank. But I just wanted to show you that that's where you edit those sharing settings.